Meet me down by the seaside. We can howl at the moon rise. Watch as the tide strolls in. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm really excited to start a new series with you guys. After doing the Kickstart series and seeing how much good feedback we got, I thought it's time to start another one. And something that I find with most of my students that they struggle with out of the box is strumming. Maybe you like strumming, but you kind of are in the same habit of doing the pattern over and over and over again. You always go to your go-to pattern and you never break that. So we came up with a new concept, a 7-day series concept, and this one is going to focus on strumming. So it's called Step Up Your Strumming. So I'm going to take you from being the beginner strummer where you kind of are in the same habit of doing the same pattern over and over again to that next level where you're going to go into more interesting strums, you're going to become more of a dynamic strummer, you're going to be consistent, and you're going to have all of these tools at your disposal so that when you learn another song, you're not just going to go to your standard down, down strum. You're going to have a lot more interesting things to say with your instrument. So make sure you get tuned up. We're going to talk about some foundational principles. We're going to do play-alongs. We're going to talk about songs. We're going to do a lot of stuff in this series. I'm super excited to share it with you. So get tuned up and let's rock and roll. All right, so we're going to do a ton of strumming in this series, but before we get to that, I need to talk about the foundation of strumming. So here are a few guiding principles that I want you guys to live by when you strum. It doesn't matter what the pattern is. You need to have these things locked in always. First one is go slow. When you're learning a pattern, I don't care if it's just down, up, I really want to make sure that you go slow. Those slow repetitions are really going to get you locked in. So this is what I consider slow. Number 2, start muted. You don't even need to worry about your chording hand. I want you to solely focus on your strumming hand. This is the strumming series, right? So with that, what you do is you just mute the neck and you focus solely on the pattern. So let's say, again, the pattern is just down, up. When I'm working on this, I'm just muting the strings here by touching them and going down, up, down, up, down, up. Number 3, say the pattern to yourself. A great way to reiterate these things is to really hear them as you say it. So just go down, up, down, up, down, up. You can also see what I'm doing here. While I'm saying it, I'm also watching my strumming hand. So I'm just looking down at my strumming hand, and that gives you a little bit more control. You'd be amazed how much control you have of lots of different things that you take physical action are just controlled by your eyes. So, oh, there's a little bug flying around in here. Nice, I'll have to get him later, send him back outside. When I'm looking down, I'm watching my finger as I go. That helps with my control and helps me repeat that motion the same way every time. And that takes me to point number 5, which is try to do it the same way every time. Don't change. If you're strumming with just your index finger, don't just mix in your thumb for fun. Do it with an intention. So if you're strumming with just your index finger, try to do it the same way every time. If you're strumming with your finger and your thumb, do that the same way every time. Try to feel that same spot on your fingers where you're strumming every time. A couple more things that are just little bonus tips here. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, so it doesn't really matter. But having your arm attached to the ukulele and strumming with your hand and your wrist versus your arm is one of the main things I see. So keeping the ukulele braced up against your body with your strumming arm, I generally like to use the middle of my forearm here to hold it up against my body so that my wrist and my fingers are the only thing I'm using actually to strum. I'm not using my hand, which is also going to let the ukulele start squirming around on me, and we don't want that. And like I said, if it's winter time, you might be wearing a sleeve. So I suggest, even if it's chilly, pulling up that sleeve so that you can have exposed skin on your uke. Having that is going to create a little bit of a suction cup there and keep the ukulele nice and braced. So those are the guiding principles that I'm going to have to keep reiterating to you over and over again throughout this series, but I want you to keep those in mind. This is day one. This is really about foundation and making sure you're doing all these little things correctly. And I forgot one thing I wanted to mention. One more thing to you guys, and that is stay concise. You don't need to get big with your strums. Try to keep your strum within the confines of the body of the uke. If you're doing that, you're one, going to have more speed, two, you'll have more accuracy, and three, you're not going to waste any movement. So you're not going to have to do this. Strumming should just happen right around the strings. You might see people on TV doing this and doing all this crazy stuff. You don't need to do it. Keep it simple, keep it tight, keep it concise. Let's learn a little bit about some strumming patterns now. All right, so to kick it off here, I will give you a little disclaimer. If you're looking for the very basic strums, you're not ready to move on to intermediate strumming yet, I'm going to leave some links in the description to the Kickstart series, which has the very foundational strumming patterns, and we also have a 3 easy strums video, which I'll leave a link for as well, to get you started with some of the very simple strums. But if you're ready to kind of take it to the next level, let's go on with this. The first pattern that we're going to look at is down, down, up. Now, down, down, up is a strumming pattern that you would use for country music. You could use it for simple folk songs, all kinds of different songs, but it's got a little bit more of a timing thing to it than your standard down, up strum. So let's take a look at that strumming pattern to start here. And we're not going to really talk a ton about chords in the series. We're going to really focus on the strumming. So you'll see the chords below that you're going to be playing. So if you need to spend some time with those, work on those as well. I'm going to try to keep the chords very simple so that we can really focus on the strumming. Starting here with down, down, up. So the pattern is, and I'm just going to be muted here to start. So I'm touching the strings. So we're going to go down, down, up. So just watch that slowly. Down, down, up. So now when I do that a little bit faster, it's down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So go ahead and mute your ukulele for me and start just with your index finger when I do this. We're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. I'm watching my hand. I'm really focused on keeping everything concise as I do this here. So let's take that pattern and add a chord to it. So we're just going to start here with a C chord. You probably know the C chord already. So ring finger here on the 3rd fret. And let's play that strumming pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. So one of the things that I always like to do is I have a little progression as I start strumming. I start muted, I move it to 1 chord, and then I make a series of chords. So something you want to keep in mind as you're learning strumming patterns that I should mention is keep the chords simple. You don't need to pick a bunch of chords that you're not comfortable with because that's only slowing down your rhythm. So pick chords that are just easy ones for you that you can go to every time to start, and that's what I'll kind of try to do throughout this series so that we're really just honing in on the strumming pattern here. So another super simple chord is A minor, which you see in the diagram, F, and a G7. So let's try now to play through a 4-chord progression with the strumming patterns. And just to keep everything very simple, we'll do 4 times through the pattern. This equals 1, down, down, up. That's 1 time. And we'll do that 4 times per chord. So as you do this now, hopefully you've spent a little time kind of just going through with your right hand here working on the pattern. Now your eyes are going to shift over to your left hand. You're going to start trusting your right hand. This is a big element of strumming, is just learning to trust and feel your strumming hand. So now we're going to move our eye position over here to our left hand. We're going to do these 4 times. So just kind of watch the chords below, or watch your hand, or try to watch both if you're multitasking. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to A minor. 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 2, 3, 4. G7. 2, 3, 4. And on C. All right, so now we're going to bump the tempo up as if you're maybe playing something a little bit quicker paced. If you need to pause and just kind of keep working on that slow version, no problem. Make sure it's really comfortable before you start boosting your speed up. One of the main problems I see is people try to go too fast, their rhythm falls apart, and they get frustrated. You don't want to get frustrated while you're playing ukulele. Nobody likes that. Let's boost up the speed here a little bit. Same 4 chords, just a little bit more pace. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 2, 3, 4. Switch to G7. 2, 3, 4. One more time. 2, 3, 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 2, 3, 4. G7. 2, 3, 4. Back to C. So that is the down, down, up pattern. So the cool thing about the down, down, up pattern, it is half of the next pattern that I'm going to show you right now, which is down, down, up, down, up. So you've already learned down, down, up. Now we're just going to add the next 3 little strum hits to that. So again, let's start at our foundation with a muted strum. So let's say that as we do it. Let me just show you how to do it really quick here. So I'm muted here, so it's down, down, up, down, up. Say that with me. Down, down, up, down, up. A few more times. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now let's incorporate a little bit of left hand with that. So let's hold a C chord. Same thing here. You don't need to watch your C chord. You need to watch your strumming hand. Really start working on precision. We're starting to get a little bit more intricate with the strum. So you got to take your focus over here to your strumming hand. So let's try that now with a C chord. So I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, 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 down, up. So as you do that, again, say the pattern to yourself. Really watch your hand as you do it. I see some people start kind of falling apart when they start the strumming pattern. Not literally, but they start kind of getting too many things in motion as they start trying to do a longer strumming pattern. So a way to kind of navigate that is to really just hone in, watch your hand, say the pattern to yourself, and really just focus on your strumming hand. Don't worry about if you can switch through 8 chords with the strumming pattern right away yet. Take your time. You have time. Now it's time, no pun intended, to go to a little bit of a play along with the strumming pattern here. So you may have heard of this strum before. It's often called the island strum. It's kind of like the foundational Hawaiian strum for ukulele, or ukulele as they say in Hawaii. We're going to go through that same 4-chord progression. We're going to go 2 times per chord through this strumming pattern now. Start trying to turn your focus to your fretting hand, but if you still need to watch both hands, you can kind of lean back and try to keep both hands in view here as you do this. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up, switch, up, down, up, switch, down, up, down, up, down, up, All right, let's bump up the tempo a little bit. Here we go. 2 times per chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, G7. Down, down, up, back to C. Down, down, up. Up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, F. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Day 1 of the 7 days of stepping up your strumming. That's hard to say, but I'm really happy to have you guys on board. I want to hear from you. So leave your feedback below. Let me know what you think of this series. Are there any things you would like to see in the future days? How do you like this format? Let me know. Number 2, subscribe if you like it. And then number 3, if you guys are looking for some song PDFs, I've got exercises I put together for this lesson. You can print them out, take them with you, work on them at your leisure, and take your time with this stuff. So I thank you for watching. I hope to see you back for day 2. Tell some friends about this video. Do you know somebody who's struggling with a strum? This is the place to be. I'll see you guys next time. Strolls in